Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, dear students. I am Ghulam Mustafa, subject specialist in English at Divisional Public School and Inter College, Sariwal.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Dear students, we are going to study the most famous poem of William Wordsworth, The Solitary Reaper. The objectives of today's learning are: by the end of working on the said poem, you will be able to learn the rhyme scheme of the poem. Number 2, comprehend the theme of the poem. Number 3, find out the development of thought of the poem stanza wise. Number 4, explain the poem by stanzas. Number 5, appreciate the literary features of the poem. Number 6, recapitulate the poem. The contents of today's lesson are: number 1, there is the introduction to the poet. Then there is the background of the poem. Number 3, then there is the model reading of the poem. At number 4, there will be the explanation of each stanza of the poem. Then there is the recapitulation of the poem. Then there will be the assessment of the learning of the poem. And at the end, there will be the assigning of the homework. Now we are going to talk about the poet. The poet of the poem The Solitary Reaper is William Wordsworth. He is considered the greatest poet of nature in English literature. He was born in 1770 in Cockermouth, England. He died in 1850 in Westmoreland. He remained the Poet Laureate of England, the national poet, from the year 1843 up to 1850. His most famous poems are The Solitary Reaper, The Daffodils, Lucy Poems, Prelude, and many others. The background of the poem is that The Solitary Reaper is a lyric by William Wordsworth. This poem was inspired by him and his sister Dorothy at the village of Scotland in September 1803 when they were visiting a Scottish Highland village. Now about the theme of the poem. It is about the song of a solitary Highland lass and its profound effect on the poet. In other words, the theme of the poem is about the everlasting beauty of a girl's song within the lap of nature, heightened by the sense of mystery. The development of the thought from stanza number 1 to 4 of the poem Solitary Reaper is that the poet sees a Highland girl singing a sad song while she is cutting and binding the grass. The poet feels that the song of the girl is more soothing than the song of a nightingale and a cuckoo. Actually, the poet doesn't know the language of the song, but from its tone he guesses that it is a sad song. The girl's song in its natural environment is so much appealing that its sweetness remained in poet's heart for a long time. Dear students, we are going to study the text of the poem The Solitary Reaper. Solitary means single, alone, while reaper means the person who harvests the ripened crop. The poem The Solitary Reaper. We are going to study its first stanza. Dear students, learn the accuracy, fluency, and rhythm of the poem stanza wise. Behold her, single in the field, yon solitary Highland lass, reaping and singing by herself. Stop here or gently pass. Alone she cuts and binds the grain and sings a melancholy strain. Oh, listen, for the veil profound is overflowing with the sound. Dear students, at first let us revise the rules of finding out the rhyme scheme of the poem. We take last word of each line and then make the sound pattern. Line number 1, last word is feel. It is denoted by A. It does not rhyme with las, so las is denoted by B. In line number 3, herself does not rhyme with A and B, so it is denoted by C, while the last word of line number 4, pass, rhymes with line number 2, so pass is denoted by B. Grain rhymes with the word strain, so they are denoted by D. D and profound and sound are rhymed, so they are denoted by E. E. In this way, the rhyme scheme of stanza number 1 is A B, C D, D D, E E. Now we are going to explain stanza number 1. In this stanza, the poet tells us about a highland girl who is reaping and binding grain and also is singing a sad but sweet song. The poet says that the whole valley is echoing with her melodious sound. So the poet advises the passerby to stop for a while, listen to her song, or pass very silently so that the girl's song may not be disturbed. The meaning of difficult words are behold means see, yawn means over there, binds means ties. Now stanza number 2. No nightingale did ever chant more welcome notes to weary bands of travellers in some shady haunt among Arabian sands. A voice so thrilling now was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. The rhyme scheme of stanza number 2 is different from stanza number 1 as its rhyming sounds are A, B, AB, CC and DD. Now the explanation of stanza number 2. In the second stanza, the poet says that the voice of the singing girl is sweeter than that of the nightingale, which soothes the tired travelers of the Arabian sands in a shady place. Similarly, the poet claims that a sweet voice was never heard from the cuckoo, whose song broke the silence of Hebrides Island. The voice of the girl was more soothing than that of the nightingale and cuckoo. The meaning of difficult words are chant means sing, haunt is a place visited frequently. Now the meanings of the difficult words. Chant means sing, haunt means a place visited frequently, and Hebrides is the name of the island of Scotland. I will move to stanza number 3. Will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow for old, unhappy, far off things and battles long ago, or it is some more humbly familiar matter of today, some natural sorrow, loss or pain that has been or may be again. The rhyme scheme of stanza number 3 is similar. Rhyme scheme of stanza number 3 is same as the rhyme scheme of stanza number 2. It is AB, AB, CC, DD. Now the explanation of stanza number 3. In this stanza, the poet guesses about the theme of the sad but sweet song of the girl. Actually, the poet does not know the language of the song. He guesses that the girl is singing of events of the past, about battles, or it may be the simple sorrow of the present which may happen again in future. In any case, It is very melodious and appealing in natural surroundings. The meanings of difficult words are: lay means song, plaintive means mournful and sad, and humble means ordinary. Now we go to stanza number 4. What are the theme the maiden sang, as if her song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work, and o'er the sickle bending. I listened, motionless and still, and as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more. Stanza number 4 has the rhyme scheme different from stanza number 2 and 3. It is AB, CB, DD and EE. We come to know that the rhyme scheme of stanza number 1 and 4 is the same, while rhyme scheme of stanza number 2 and 3 is the same. Now the explanation of stanza number 4. The poet says in this stanza that whatever theme the girl sang, it seemed that it would not come to an end. He says that he saw the girl busy at her work, singing all the time, standing still. But as he mounted up the Scottish hill, he carried the sweetness of that song in natural setting in his heart for a long time. The meaning of difficult words are: sickle means a tool for cutting the ripened crop, still means without moving, and bore means kept. Now we are talking about the literary features. Literary features of any work make the text more appealing for the readers. Let us find out the literary features of the poem The Solitary Reaper. The first literary feature we are going to discuss is imagery. In the poem, the poet appeals the reader's sense of sight and hearing in many lines. For example, reaping and singing by herself. I saw her singing at her work. Another feature is alliteration. In alliteration, consonant sound is repeated in given lines. For example, there is the repetition of sound P, as in perhaps the plaintive numbers flow, and there is the repetition of the sound N, as no nightingale did ever chaunt. The next literary feature is hyperbole. It is used for exaggeration, for emphasis. Its example is from the poem, "Oh listen, for the vale profound is overflowing with the sound." Now we are recapitulating the poem. The poet tells us about a Highland girl who is singing alone while harvesting the grain. Her sad but sweet song is echoing in the deep valley. The poet asks the listener to stop and listen to that song or gently pass. The poet further says that the girl's song is more soothing than that of a nightingale and a cuckoo. As the poet doesn't know the language of the poem, as the poet does not know the language of the song, he guesses that it is either about the old battles or about some loss of common matters. But whatever the theme of the song is, the poet carries its sweetness in his heart for a long time. Dear students, now there is the assessment of the learning of the poem. The first one is, behold her single in the field. Behold means there are 4 options. Choose the correct one. Number 2, and sings a melancholy strain. Melancholy refers to being. There are 4 options. Choose the correct one. Number 3, the Solitary Reaper is composed by. There are 4 options. choose the correct one. Number 4, the song of the girl is compared with the song of a nightingale and dash. There are 4 options. Choose the correct one. Number 5, the poet does not know the language of the song but guesses its theme correctly from its dash. There are 4 options. Choose the correct one. Match your answers with the solution of the assessment. Today's learning is over. Now homework is assigned. Number 1. Reread the poem The Solitary Reaper with the understanding of its theme and development of thought. Number 2. Make nouns of the following verbs in your notebooks with the help of dictionary. 5 verbs are given. Then there is point number 3. Make adverbs of the given adjectives in your notebooks with the help of dictionary. 5 adjectives are given. Number 4. Explore the antonyms of the given adjectives and write them in your notebooks with the help of thesaurus. 5 adjectives are given for this activity. Dear students, take good care of yourself. Have a nice day. Allah Hafiz.